up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 10-7 MMA. I'm DS, and I'm here with my guy, Dino Bam Bam, per usual. What's up, brother?
Chilling, brother. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm just happy to be here again with you, as we do every week. And as every week, what should they do?
You guys should do us a favor. Please like and subscribe. Ring the little bell that's down there.
Ring that mother...
Yeah, what he said. We're almost at 100.
We're almost at 100 subs, man.
And this is a milestone. Like, for what it's worth, it's a milestone.
Yeah.
At first, my optimistic ass thought we'd get there a long time ago. But
I didn't.
But after realizing, this is difficult. It's not easy to do.
It's not easy, but we're going to keep pumping out the content as we have been. This week, we have at least, on top of this one, we have 3 other videos coming for you this week. You can catch those. They're going to be coming up shortly after this one. But did you tell them where they can follow us and whatnot?
Also on Instagram at the 10-7 MMA. Same way as it's spelled on our channel. We'd really appreciate it, guys. Next week, International Fight Week. We are going. We're booked. Hotels are booked. Flights are booked. We got a little something cooking up for you guys over there. So I'm excited, dude. We do this one more time, and then we gone. Yep,
I'm pumped, man. And yeah, I can't wait for the drinks to start tasting like $50 hands of blackjack.
Yeah, they oftentimes do in Vegas.
Yep.
Good thing is, we know the Cromwell glitch. If you guys don't know, little tidbit for you. You go to the Cromwell. You gamble there. The drinks come faster because it's small. And it's top shelf liquor from what I've been told. So we did that last time. Saved us a ton of money. And then right across the street is Caesars. So you're chilling.
Comes faster because it's small. Sounds... Yeah. Like familiar territory for me, man. So,
do you want to restart or should we just keep that in there?
No, we'll keep that in there.
Okay.
But nonetheless, again, we're blessed with another, and kind of a trend that we have here, another really good fight card as far as fight nights go. The headliner, of course, here is Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. Abus Magomedov. We'll see, man. I'm curious to see what you have to say about the main event. But for now, let's dive right in. And I just want to say, and we talked about this already, I don't think the Tapology setup is accurate right now.
Yep.
So, whatever. We're just going to go with it because that's what we always follow.
Yep.
So, we'll keep that trend up. So, let's get right into it. If you're ready, my boy.
Let's get it.
First fight of the night is Guram Kutateladze versus Elvis Brenner, who made his debut last time versus Zubaira Tukhugov. And actually won, right? Yeah.
He's undefeated.
I lost money. I remember that was the first fight of the night, and I lost.
It was like first or second. I believe it was on the pay-per-view card.
No, it was first, and because I remember I text you. Oh, well, that's sick. Like I had like a fat parlay. I was particularly confident, let's say.
Yeah.
And immediately that son of a bitch busted. But good for him.
I picked Elvis Brenner, by the way.
You did. I remember that. And good on you. Are you picking Elvis Brenner this time around?
Great question. Let's start with his opponent, Guram, who wasn't supposed to be fighting.
No, and let's just talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
What a scam. I mean, talk about drawing the short stick, right? Because
short stick.
Yeah.
Short straw? Short end of the...
Short end of the straw. Yeah. Short end of the stick?
We're talking about short sticks, coming too fast.
Hold on. Is it short end of the... It's the short end of the straw?
I don't know.
Because what is the short
remember when you draw straws, right? Don't you? Like the short one is like...
Whatever. He got fucked.
Yeah.
Real good.
There it is.
Because he was supposed to be fighting Jordan Levitt. And I was very confident about him winning that fight. Probably getting a KO, TKO. This is a terrible...
It's my boy, by the way, Jordan Levitt.
I know that.
Yeah, I love Jordan
And it's like, I have given you... I've given you a handful of better my boys than him, to be honest.
4-2 in the UFC.
That's crazy, to be honest.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't sound right, but
right.
In any case, please go on, continue. Tell me what you have to say about this wondrous fight where this poor man got scammed.
Okay, so Guram Kutateladze, let's start there. Great striker. He's fast. He's powerful. Nasty kicks. He's super quick. His ground game's really good. He's 1-1 in the UFC right now. He has a win over Mateusz Gamrot, and he lost a decision to yo boy Damir Hadzovic.
That's not my boy. I'll tell you that right meow, brother.
But, I mean, let's think about that real quick. Go figure, right? Like, you lose to Damir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you lose to Damir, and then you beat Mateusz Gamrot. Like, Gamrot's the better fighter. I don't think it's, going out on a limb saying that.
Oh, my God.
But anyways, it is what it is. That's why MMA math don't be mathing sometimes. We've talked a ton about Guram, even though he never fights.
He never fights, man.
You know?
You're right.
And it's like, here's the way I'll break it down. I think if he was active, Guram would be a top 15, top 10 talent.
I agree.
I think his talent level is that high.
100%.
But he never fucking fights. And then we have Elvis Brenner. He's a grappler. As you mentioned, he won his last fight, which was his first fight in the UFC. He's a sub machine. 11 of his 13 wins are by sub. The striking's nothing special. It is unorthodox, however. He's athletic. He's going to do some wild shit, so that does make him dangerous. He likes to use the striking as a tool to get his opponents backed up to the cage, which is where he likes to start his takedowns. He beat Zuba at UFC 284. He looked good there. He's young. He's 25.
He is young, man.
You know, I thought he was a little bit older than that, but that's great. There's a lot of time to grow. He has some room to grow, but he does look good. I'm interested to see where this kid can go, what his peak is. But anyways, Guram Kutsaledze is the pick here. He's a lot better at striking. The takedown defense is great. As I said, I believe his skill is top 15, top 10 level. Elvis Brenner's never been finished, so I don't necessarily think Guram gets a finish here, but I think he outclasses him, shows his level, shows his caliber. 30-27 Guram.
Yeah, I have exactly that written down too. 30-27 Guram. Yeah, and I've also written down that Brenner has never been finished, and when he does go to decision, he's 1-4 in decisions.
Yeah.
So this is very straightforward. Like, I mean, you kind of knew what I was feeling as soon as I started talking about it. Guram has had like 100 kickboxing fights. He has so much more experience. One thing I'll say about Brenner, man, is watching his fights on the regional scene, he looked a little doughy, right? Like. And then I was very impressed, first and foremost, in the fight versus Zubaira Tukhugov. He looked in a lot better shape. He looked very lean. Yeah. So clearly he's taking this very seriously. I like the kid, man. Like, I think he won me over last time, but this is just an unfair fight. Guram is pretty much better everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, Brenner, I mean, I guess he might have the better submissions. I don't see him taking Guram down like that. Guram has super fast hands. He's definitely going to be the stronger guy. 30-27 Guram, man.
There it is. And I hope that if he does win this fight, because Elvis Brenner has a shot, but if Guram does win this fight, I would like to see him be more active. Bro. I mean, he has that chance, right?
Okay, so this card, I just want to say, there are a lot of fights on this card where it's either like a huge blowout in my mind, like terrible matchmaking, or maybe it was like some last minute shit. I have really bad heartburn.
It's okay.
Fuck me, man.
You want some Tums?
I don't know. I'll just
shout out Tums. I would love to get a Tums sponsorship.
Oh my god!
As fat guys in their 30s.
Speak for yourself, brother.
All right, okay, Gino.
No, but I'm serious though. I should go get it checked out. And this is not the first time I've talked about my gastrointestinal issues
on this podcast,
on this very YouTube show.
Hey.
In any case, second fight of the night. It's Alexandr Romanov versus Blagoy Ivanov. And you know what? This is as far, you know how if you watch this show a decent amount, you know what I feel about the heavyweight division.
Yep.
And yeah, you know, this is better than like your bottom feeder levels of this division, I would say. Romanov is interesting to me because I wasn't like, you were more down for him, I feel like, than I was when he had a good amount of hype.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looked really good. He looked really lean. He was like 240 or something against...
and then he ballooned up.
Against... he was like, you know, against Marcin Tybura. And he looked really good in that fight. And that fight was at elevation, right?
Well, so he looked good early.
He looked good early, and then he gassed really badly. But I kind of give him a pass for that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was at altitude. It was the Salt Lake City fight card.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get much worse than that.
I mean, we saw Luke Rockhold like dying out on that card.
Exactly,
Aldo couldn't really do anything. Tons of guys on the prelims.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you. But it's what I'm having a harder time getting past is the Alexander Volkov fight. He looked like a fat piece of shit. How do you go from... First of all, I just want to say, he weighed in at 261 versus Chase Sherman.
Okay.
Weighed in at 240-something versus Tybura, and I was like, oh, shit. That's when you were already... I think you had him winning this fight. I had him losing to Tybura, so I had that right.
Yeah.
In majority decision, I think it was even like a little iffy. He got messed up. Yeah. Badly. He won that first round, maybe. But, yeah. But then, when you go... Then he was 266, I want to say, versus Volkov.
Yeah.
So, you got lean, and then you're like, fuck it, bro, and you gained 25 pounds. Like, that's a lot of weight to gain. And not only that, it's not like he put on muscle. It all went straight to his stomach, dude. He looked so fat and terrible. Blagoy-Ivanov, I just want to say, looks like every Balkan. If you're Balkan, you have an uncle that looks exactly like Blagoy-Ivanov.
Probably.
So, if Alexander Romanov can't take him out here, I think, like, he's trash. It's over. He's Chase Sherman. He's Jared Van Diera. He's in that realm, right? You got me a little excited for him. I want to see more. Obviously, he wants to take this to the ground. And we saw Blagoy-Ivanov get taken to the ground and wrestled by Tybura. Alexander Romanov should be a better wrestler than Tybura, you know, assuming that the cardio holds up at this point. Not that Ivanov is some cardio machine.
Yeah.
He's going to be noticeably smaller than Romanov. I expect Romanov to come out hot, man. He's just a little bit of a question mark, right? Because of that last fight. How did you just get fat? Like, I don't know. I think maybe he's been a little humbled by the last couple losses. I hope so. I want him to win for the heavyweight division. He needs to win. So I'm going to go Alexander Romanov by 29-28 decision in this one.
Okay, so everything in my mind is telling me that Romanov should win, right? He's going to, like as you mentioned, he's going to be bigger. He's going to have the grappling advantage. Yes, and that Volkov loss is very worrying. Volkov and Blagoy-Ivanov have completely different body types, right? So it's you're not worried about the it's different things you have to worry about. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So and I do believe that the length of Alexander Volkov did cause major issues for Romanov in that fight,
as it does for most people. I understand that.
Right,
but he tried one takedown and gave up. Dude. He gave up.
Yeah, this is not me justifying it in any way. That awful doesn't begin to say how bad he looked in that performance.
That was god awful.
Look, here's how I see it. Romanov's bigger, he's taller, he's stronger, he's younger. Those last two fights, he looked pathetic. My mind's telling me that he might be done. He might be done.
That would be nuts.
He should win this fight.
That would be so nuts.
Look, he should win this fight. He really, really should.
But he's 16-2.
Right, he was 16-0 before that.
I know, he was.
Undefeated. He really should win this fight.
He's literally younger than me.
He should win the fight.
He should.
But I'm not picking him. I can't. After those two performances,
that is so crazy. I don't believe that you would bet this.
No, I wouldn't. But
I feel like you will bet it, and you will pick Romanov.
Here's what I'm saying, man. I can't pick him. It's just you look like that. You gas out in the first round, and then in the next fight, you get your ass handed to you in an embarrassing way.
But you think this guy?
He's not that bad.
Yeah.
He's not that bad, man.
Nah, he's not bad, but it's not like... Here's my hope, bro. Blagoy-Ivanov is not sitting here making strides.
Right.
Like, he's not sitting there training and adding fucking submissions to his game. He's not adding like good grappling to his game. Like he's just gonna swing and he might catch you. Alexander Romanov is too fat and scared for that to happen. Like if it gets to that.
Okay, but he did fight Marcos Rogério de Lima, who's another huge guy, and he beat him.
He beat him. You're right.
And he beat him.
No, I know. He's not bad.
And look, this is not like the Blagoy-Ivanov like hype up hour. That's not what I'm doing. But he also did take...
Bet the fucking house on Blagoy-Ivanov. You heard it here first.
But he did take massive shots from Derek Lewis, and he was still good. He was still fighting. Like, Derek Lewis wasn't able to knock him out. The dude is tough as hell, and I'm just saying, maybe if shit doesn't go Romanov's way in the first 2 minutes, maybe he's like, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I doubt that.
Maybe. And I'm probably wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
We're spending way too much time on this.
I'm picking Blagoy-Ivanov by decision.
Is I think what we can both agree on.
Yeah.
Because this isn't probably not going to be that exciting of a fight.
No, not at all.
Period.
But it's interesting to see what Romanov is.
Sure. Absolutely.
That's the interesting part of this fight for me.
Yes, and especially like I said, I hate that. Like I was a late adopter of Romanov. I wasn't a huge fan, and then everybody was so hyped. I was like, "Fuck it, maybe he is pretty good." And then no,
like Spivak kicks his ass, right?
Oh,
like kills him, right?
Man, see that's crazy. Like, had you asked me that 1 year ago,
you would have said no.
Yeah,
yeah.
Moving on to the third fight of the night, it's Joanderson Brito versus Westin Wilson. Who the fuck is that?
You want me to tell you?
I mean, yeah, tell me, man.
All right, Westin Wilson, UFC debut. I'm making it on short notice here. 16-7. He's a karate-style striker. Has good movement in and out. He can look sharp at times. The thing that sticks out is his height. He is 6'1". He is very tall for this division. He uses it well, both in the striking and in the grappling. Very long limbs. Obviously, he's looking for subs when he's on
34
bottom.
years old.
He's 34 years old.
He's making his debut.
The thing about, right, but sometimes that's the shit that happens, you know?
Yeah. No,
anyway,
I get that.
Then we have Joanderson Brito, athletic as hell. He's obviously wild.
He got knocked out in the first round, by the way, by Teruto Ishihara. 11-9-3. Less than a year ago.
No.
Yep.
But he won 3-4 fights in a row after that. Something like that. I'm not saying the dude needs to be in the UFC, but it is what it is. And then Joanderson Brito, he's obviously really good. We know all about him. Once he gets you on the ground, and that's what he's generally looking to do, he's looking for a sub, but the striking is wild as hell. Great kicks. He overextends a ton, which can leave him open at times. He's only 28 years old, which really surprised me. I thought he was older than that.
I did too.
He's fun, man. But the pick here is Joanderson Brito. I think he's too much. This is too much, too quick for a guy that's 34 years old making his UFC debut. Brito's younger. He's way more dangerous. I think he gets a finish, round 1 sub. Maybe a RNC or an arm triangle after he gets this fight to the ground. He's gonna find Westin Wilson's neck.
Yep. I'm actually gonna go first round KO.
Okay.
Yeah. Brito's a finisher. I see him as a legit talent. I think he's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
8 first round finishes, good power. He's always ready to slap a choke on or KO somebody. He's very well rounded, and he's a finisher, man.
Yeah, big time.
This is, I think, again, this like I said earlier. There's a lot of this card to me is very like completely one way or the other. It's either like, holy shit, what a mismatch, or like, damn, this is a really tough fight for me to call. This is another one. This might be the worst of them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think Brito was supposed to be fighting Ashbakov. Or Ashkabov, what's the name?
Yeah, Ashkabov.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be fighting him, right?
Yeah, Hussein Ashkabov.
Yeah, I see a first round knockout, man. I mean, I think Westin Wilson doesn't belong in the UFC. I'm assuming like nobody wanted to step in, and this is just like a late notice thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Brito is getting the finish, whether by sub or whatever, in the first round. And this is like a very, very clear one for me.
And just to add on to that, 0-3 for Westin Wilson in the LFA.
That's fucking pathetic.
You know, he's getting his wins.
Me here sitting on my ass talking about this shit, but
he's getting his wins in bullshit organizations.
Yeah, that's
lost to a dude named Charles Cheeks III.
So. He's literally Cheeks. So
Charlie Cheeks, my boy.
Anyways, moving on to the next fight of the card. It is
shout out Charlie Cheeks, by the way.
Shout out Charlie Cheeks.
I'm watching Charlie Cheeks film tonight.
What's he on these days?
Who, Charlie Cheeks?
Yeah, tell me.
That's a great question.
Yeah. What do you think he drinks?
Charlie Cheeks? I don't even know what he looks like. Let me see.
Look at him.
I have to judge him.
I want to look at his face.
Charles Cheeks III. Okay, he's younger than I imagined.
15-10?
Yeah. He's 35. I imagine him to be like 57.
Oh, just because of the name?
Yeah. Charles Cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he pops champagne at the club here and there, but he doesn't really drink like that.
Like he won a championship ring?
Right. Something like that. Shout out Wheezy F.
And what does the F stand for?
Finisher. It stands for so many things.
It's so I know. I was curious to see which one you would go with there. And in any case,
CC3 Charlie Cheeks. All right, let's go. What's next?
Damn. What's next is my former countrywoman,
Ivana Petrovic.
Ivana Siric Petrovic.
Siric
versus Luana Carolina, who again, last time we talked about her, what I say, how is this pathetic woman, 2-time Brazilian Muay Thai champ? Fuck they got going on in Brazil right now. These bitches tripping. So, having said that, Petrovic looks like a very calm and collected fighter. She has actually fought some decent opponents. Her last fight versus it was a French woman. So an African.
Last fight was Wozniak.
No, I'm sorry, not her. That was a good fight too.
Yeah.
And Wozniak was 5-0. No, it was 7-1.
Yeah, that was on that Aries FC card.
Aries FC, decent promotion.
Yeah.
And that was a good fight. I also really enjoyed the Alexandr Tekina fight, and Tekina was like a decent favorite at that point. Tekina, I'm saying. And I know she was only 2-0, but she was like very highly like touted. This lady looks like she doesn't throw with a lot of power, okay? But she's very well rounded, and she looks like she has more like fight. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, more power. Yeah. Like, in her system than Luana Carolina, who's looked awful.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go with her. I think she can get a finish either way. She is low-key a finisher. I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with Petrovic by decision.
Yeah.
29-28.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I won't shit on Luana Carolina as much as you like to.
Okay. Oh, you think I just bash on her?
Yeah, I think you do.
Fuck.
She's 3-3 in the promotion. That's not terrible.
Look at her. Just look at her.
I know. I get it.
You see this?
Yeah, she's mid. All right, she's mid.
Mid.
And that's just what it is.
Oh, you got to tell them. We went to AEW.
We did go to AEW.
We saw MJF.
Yeah, we were involved in the
fight
with Jeff Jarrett.
Holy shit, dude.
That shit was crazy.
That was fucking crazy, dude.
We should post that on Instagram.
Oh my God.
Has a really good video of it. Check it out on Instagram. We'll post it. It should be posted by the time you see this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was awesome. Also, me and Moose ended up sneaking down.
I saw that.
Shout out Moose. We ended up sneaking down to the ringside.
Yeah.
And saw Jericho and shit. That was awesome.
You were on TV.
We were on TV. That was awesome, dude. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yes, short and sweet. I'm trusting the new girl. Petrovic is the pick here.
Please, give us something.
Yeah, you know. Oh, and I'm doing that only due to the fact that she's just way better at grappling. And losing to Joanne Wood for Luana Carolina in 2023 is not a good look.
Oh God.
So yeah, but you got to trust Petrovic.
Also, I much more appreciated when she added an adjective to her name when she got Calderwood.
Yeah.
That was much cooler. Now Joanne Wood. What kind of wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
She didn't even say before it was Calderwood. Now it's just any kind of wood. Her standards drop.
What's your favorite wood?
Mine?
Yeah, you like a mahogany or like an oak?
Ooh, I like mahogany.
Yeah.
I mean, oak. I like oak.
Yeah.
I like oak because, I like bamboo, bro.
How about cedar?
Cedar's good. I like bamboo.
Those are all the woods I know.
Damn.
No, I probably know some more from
Spruce.
baseball. Yeah, I've heard of that.
True. All right. Anyways, moving on. There are more fights on this card.
Uh-huh.
One of them happens to be Yana Santos.
Is that the next fight? Yeah. 2 back-to-back women's fights.
Yeah, my bad, bro. You want to do this?
No, you're right. I just scrolled a little too far.
True. Versus Karol Rosa.
And I think that might have been wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's like, let's not even talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yana Santos.
Yeah.
Formerly Yana Kunitskaya. The artist formerly known as Yana Kunitskaya.
Damn.
She's a striker. She's active. The power isn't really there, though. But the technique and output's pretty good. Good kicks, solid combos. The grappling's low-key pretty good. She's been around the UFC for a while.
Is it pretty good?
It's pretty good for the competition, for what it is. She's been in the UFC for a minute, so she's decent.
We're just throwing words around now.
Okay, Dino. Do you want me to
No, please go ahead.
Do you want me to
No. I want you to just say how you
really brutally honest.
Just say how you feel. You know what? Maybe that's what people seek from me on this show. Maybe that's not what they. Maybe you're the voice of reason.
Right, but my whole thing is, you can't be a shit fighter if you've won a handful of fights in the UFC. It's just how I see it.
I've won 0 fights in the UFC,
right.
So who am I to say it? I understand. You're right.
Anyways, she's fine for her level of competition. Rosa, she's
the adjectives. I just noticed. I'm sorry. I have to say the adjective.
Because you're peer pressuring me into it. You know, I can't say
it did change a little bit.
I can't say anyone's good anymore. We have Rosa. She's trash. She's garbage. She's pathetic. She's so bad at fighting.
Rosa, she's a nice lady.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to tone it down to be, to your liking.
True.
Negative Nancy over here.
No, that's you, bro. You do you. I'll do me.
Rosa, somehow, she's active. She's more active than Santos. And I don't mean activity in terms of how many fights she had, but I mean activity in the octagon. She has a little more power. She's a little more well-rounded. She's a little bit better everywhere, to keep it short and simple. I don't see a finish here in any way. To me, this is like a Yana Santos versus a younger Yana Santos that's slightly better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the younger, slightly better one by decision, 29-28. This is going to go 15 minutes. If you're grilling or if, you got to go pick something up.
Yeah.
You got to stop at the gas station or your local convenience store. This is the time to do it.
Yep.
It's not going to be too fun.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, Karol Rosa, like you said, is better everywhere. She's a younger fighter. Last time out, earlier this year, just in April, she lost to my girl, Norma Dumont.
Why do you like Norma Dumont?
She's...
you like her fighting style?
She's got good boxing. She's pretty well rounded. She's gotten better with the grappling.
Them venom joints.
the venom joints do be like doing their thing or whatever
from time to time.
She does have win over Lena Landsberg.
What does that say?
I mean,
it's like a tall Swedish woman, right?
I could take her.
Yeah,
no question. Karol Rosa though, she also does have some decent wins like Jocelyn Edwards, Beth Correa, whatever.
Betch.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, it's Betch Correa. Is that crazy?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Betch.
I hate that.
Brazilians, dude. Again, you want to give them the spiel?
No, I don't. I've said enough. Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, I don't take much away from her for losing to Norma Dumont. Karol Rosa is definitely better everywhere. Yana Santos, it's time.
Yeah,
it's time. Let's let it go. Let's let this trash.
And her man just got caught with roids.
Oh, did he?
Thiago Santos suspended for steroids after getting his ass beat, which is like
what?
You're roided up, man.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That used to be a certified my boy.
Yeah,
I was a huge Santos guy.
Yeah.
All right. In any case, moving on. Next fight of the night, it's Kevin Lee.
Can we agree that the card is really interesting from here on forward?
It is very interesting, and that's why originally I said I'm very excited for this card.
Yeah.
This is Kevin. It's the return of Kevin Lee.
Where does Kevin Lee fit into all of this? It's the question.
I hate that. I really hate that.
Yeah.
If you're ever on social media, especially Instagram, you will see that for sure.
Yeah.
Kevin Lee, where does he fit into all this? All I know is the last time that we saw Kevin Lee, what was he doing? He was fighting who?
Diego
Sanchez.
An Eagle.
At Eagle FC. Yeah. Is it defunct?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's not officially defunct, but there's.
They had a nice announcing team. I enjoyed that.
It was a decent league.
It was, and they had some okay talent. It was Chael, Usman,
Cejudo.
Yeah, love that. I enjoyed that. Kevin Lee, how the fuck is he still only 30 years old? You feel me?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Like, I in my mind, when I thought he was at least 32, 33.
Yeah. And
maybe older than that. I don't know. Nonetheless, the last time we saw him, he made Diego Sanchez look decent. Diego Sanchez is not. He's done. A legend of the sport.
Yeah.
I love Diego Sanchez. One of the guys that like got me back into MMA, like after I first started watching it, he like one of the guys that got me like right back into it, kind of thing. Rinat Fakhretdinov is better everywhere, in my opinion.
Right, and especially at this point.
Also, last time we saw him, he beat a much better striker than Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's striking is not good. His cardio has always been sus.
Yeah.
And we saw him at 170 last couple times. Didn't look that good. Has never been a great striker. He's very flat-footed. Fakhretdinov just put a beating on Brian Battle, who has looked pretty damn good recently.
Yeah.
Brian Battle has like reestablished himself as like a decent guy on the up and up in the welterweight division. So
now losses to Brian Battle don't look as bad as maybe we originally thought.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know you're right, and I'm glad you said that. But now wins against Brian Battle, and he beat his ass. Dude.
Yeah.
He beat his ass pretty badly in that fight.
Russell fudged him. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah. He was actually landing some strikes. I see a second round ground and pound TKO after he gets caught. Fakhretdinov catches him. Kevin Lee just not great on the feet. I know he's a good wrestler in theory. Is he going to wrestle with Rinat? I don't think so either, man. I think he's better everywhere.
Yeah.
Fakhretdinov, second round TKO.
Okay. I do want to emphasize the whole point of like, why is Kevin Lee back? What has he done to earn his spot back?
Yeah, nothing.
He went 1-0 outside of the promotion, and as you mentioned, that was a very an aging Diego Sanchez.
And even his fight before that, bro, versus D-Rod.
Yeah, he lost his fights in the UFC before that, and his last win was against Gregor Gillespie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And that
doesn't look terrible.
No, Gregor Gillespie, that's a great win to have.
It's a good win. It was
an amazing head kick. It's
it was really nice, yeah.
But that was in November of 2019. And yes, his losses have come to high-level guys. Charles Oliveira, D-Rod, RDA, Tony Ferguson, Ally Quinta, like good names. And Kevin Lee's always been good, but he's never been that level of good. But he's always been like matched up against those guys. He was popular.
I'm sorry. That's one thing I've written down too that I didn't really touch on.
Yeah.
I can't tell you. I can't pinpoint. Usually I'm good at this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of us can find it. I can't pinpoint what is wrong with Kevin Lee. I can't once at first I'm like, he's like washed.
Mm-hmm.
He's 34 or 33.
But he's not.
When I realized he's 30, I was like, then in my mind, I was like, well, what the fuck is wrong with him? Why is he not better? Why hasn't he been better?
Yeah.
Because he's had that hype. He's a handsome dude. Maybe that he got that push, but he had some skills. Like his wrestling's good.
I mean,
his striking was. But what do you think is?
I think
that he's missing. He's missing something.
He's missing something for sure now, more so than before. But I think he just hit a ceiling. Nobody was beating.
Maybe he peaked too early.
Maybe, like Cody Garbrandt or somebody along those lines. But here's the thing:
that might actually be a very good comparison.
Right?
Cody Garbrandt might be like a spot on comparison.
But hear this out: he beat Jake Matthews, good fighter,
and Jake Matthews just looked really good lately.
He beat Mustafayev, who was solid. He beat Francisco Trinaldo, who's solid. He beat Mike Chiesa, who was solid. He was solid now and was
been even better
back then. Then he hit the ceiling of Tony Ferguson. There was nobody that was beating that Tony Ferguson.
At that time, he ran into a freight train. Yeah.
Right. Then he rebounded and beat Edson Barbosa.
That's
which is a great win.
That is insane to me.
Right.
That's insane to me. And now he's 2 weight classes up.
It's a great win. Then Ally Quinta he lost to, which is like, okay, whatever. Ally Quinta was solid. RDA he lost to. He had the knockout over Gillespie. Then he had the Oliveira fight where supposedly he had staph infection, but nobody was beating that Charles.
Yeah, never.
And then D-Rod. So, like, maybe he just hit a ceiling. Maybe that's the level he was at. Like, you can't beat these, ranked level guys.
So what do you think?
What do I think? I think he doesn't deserve to be back yet. I don't think he's proven it. I really don't think he's proven it.
But it's not like Fakhretdinov is some, huge fight for him. I don't think they're doing him a favor.
Name-wise, it's not a big fight for Kevin Lee at all.
But he's not ranked.
No, he's not ranked at all. Why is he back in the UFC is my question. Not why is he fighting Fakhretdinov.
I mean, he's a name. You know why. You know what I mean?
But his brother's more famous than he is now.
Who's his brother?
He's that dude on TikTok that does, the food stuff. So
Keith Lee.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
So,
oh, my God. He's so much more famous. I love Keith Lee.
But anyway.
Shout out Keith Lee. That guy does great work, man.
I think... I agree with everything you said. Rinat Fakhretdinov is the better fighter at this point. I think he's going to take Kevin Lee down for 15 minutes and dog him. And if Kevin Lee gives him a way out, or if Kevin Lee wants a way out,
dude, his cardio is so bad. I think he's going to get finished.
So
you don't think he's going to get finished?
I think there's a good chance that he might via sub.
But you think rather?
But I think it's going to be a 30-26 ass whooping, a 10-8 round thrown in there.
Which 10-8 early or late?
Late.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. 30-26, 30-25, I think he's going to get dogged.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get dogged.
And then you think he's done after that?
I don't see why you would keep him around.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is also, I just want to say, if you're already going to bring him back, it's kind of a weird fight to give him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're going to bring him back, you would think, you're doing it for more than name value than anything. Give him, some sort of,
Kevin
other...
Holland.
Exactly. Kevin Holland.
I mean, at 70.
This is why. This is why he's a smart one.
That's if you want Holland at 70, right?
Yeah. Seriously, that's that's a perfect fight right there. Yeah. Perfect. He'd get fucking absolutely slept like a...
Yeah. Right, but it's fun. It's fun. It's name value.
Names, yeah, that would sell. And then you put that on a pay-per-view.
That's what I'm saying, and that could open any pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Moving on, and I'm very curious to see what you have to say about this one, my friend. It's Nursulton Ruziboev, making his UFC debut. He's 34-8-2 versus a very... They love matching up. Obviously, they're doing a lot of these Dagestani, Uzbekistani, Tajikistani fellas on this card. We'll talk about the main event coming up. Bruno Ferreira, though, they love matching them up with these, different ass style Brazilians, and it's such a distinct difference. 10-0 versus 40 fights.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Just touching on that really quickly, that's become a big rivalry in MMA now.
We've talked about it.
It's become a big rivalry in MMA now, so it is interesting to see. Ruziboev was not supposed to be he wasn't the original opponent. This was supposed to be Abdul Razak Al Hassan, who pulled out twice, and that would have been a banger of a fight.
Oh my God!
2 dudes throwing bombs. Man. Somebody's getting slumped. So that would have been interesting. But anyways, he takes this fight on short notice. As you mentioned, 34-8-2, a ton of fights. 29 years old. 32 of his 34 wins are by finish.
That's crazy.
Which is insane. So of course I had to do the
12 by knockout, 20 by submission.
Yeah. I had to do the patented deep dive whenever you see a record this big and from that region of the world. I recognized one name.
I'm glad you did too.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna say he's fought cans.
Yeah, he's fought cans for the most part. But I recognized one name on there. That was Murad Ramazanov.
Yeah.
He's from one championship. Dude's a dog.
Yeah,
He's a dog.
He is.
Anyways, in 2017 and 2018 combined, this threw me off. Ruziboev, in those 2 years combined, no exaggeration, fought 20 times in 2 years.
Yep.
Including 2 fights in one night and 3 fights in another night.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that.
It was wild. I was tripping off that. Anyways, breakdown time.
Dude.
He's got a goatee and no mustache.
I've seen you, I've seen you do that.
Fight 3 people in one day. That is true.
Yeah, it wasn't sanctioned.
And it wasn't back to back to back, unfortunately for me. But, you know, I would have rather ran through the gauntlet. You know?
Yeah, but I've seen that, though.
I'd rather run through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said, he has a goatee and no mustache. So what does that tell you? How does he fight?
He likes to wrestle.
There it is. His last name ends in a V. What does that say?
He has no mustache and a beard.
And likes to wrestle. Right, exactly. So he fights exactly like that, but he's very aggressive. I'll give him that. He's not one of those dudes
he does have like good striking though.
Yeah, striking's fine. I wouldn't say it's good personally, but I think
it's not good.
Yeah.
But I've seen him knock some like 4-0 guys out.
Right. Yeah. He is a finisher.
Yeah,
he's constantly looking for the finish. He's not going to be a boring.
Also, by the way, fights out of Philadelphia. Fights out of Marquez.
That's really interesting.
With like Pat Sabatini and like Joe Pyfer
and what do those guys like to do? Like to wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
It. So it is what it is. That's what the dude is, but he's aggressive on the ground. Ferreira, dumb power, throws bombs, moves pretty well for a guy of his stature, like a big, thick dude.
He's a little pit bull at 185, dude.
He's not a plant and throw bombs kind of dude, which I like about him. He's very light on his feet and elusive.
Oh, his footwork's great.
Yeah, he's 10-0. He's undefeated, so that's nice for him. He's patient. The ground game's good, but it's seldom used. He'll use it if you force him to use it. He doesn't like to go to the ground. He might be forced to use it in this fight, is all I'm trying to say. Last time out, he knocked the shit out of RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. That's an our boy, I believe.
Violently.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a your boy. That was violent, bro.
I think the Razak fight would have been a very scary one. It would have been tense. It would have been, sitting on the edge of your seat type shit.
That's a big difference, man.
Yeah.
Razak is ranked still, right? Like, that's a big difference.
No, I don't think he's ranked, but...
Well, he just was,
like right there.
So he's right outside the rankings then, yeah.
I'm going Brunno, though, here. I think the level of competition is not something that Ruziboev has faced. I got to assume he's going to land one of those bombs if in round 1 or 2. If he is able to stuff the takedowns, he should win by knockout on the feet. If he's not able to, he's getting dominated probably on the ground and probably getting finished himself.
Yeah. I think you've did a great deep dive on this. For me, originally I wanted to go Ruziboev, or not I wanted to, but I felt like I would.
Yeah.
Man, he leaves himself open. He leaves his chin up a lot. And Bruno Ferreira is a fucking monster. Yeah. That dude has serious, serious power. Like, he has, like, Paulo Costa level power in the division, in my opinion. I don't think there are many guys that can match that. I mean, how many guys sleep RoboCop off, like, a casual right-hand check?
Yeah, it didn't even look like much.
Thank you. Exactly what I was going to say. It didn't look like much. I know Ruziboev is a finisher. He has a 95% finish rate. He has had a lot more fights. I mean, way more fights than Ferreira has. So, like, when I first saw this, and I don't know the odds on this, but, like, I wanted to go Ruziboev because I think he has more ways to win. Also, then I watched Ferreira, and he's hard to take down, man. Mm-hmm. I don't see Ruziboev just taking him down easily like that. And
he's supposedly 6'4", Ruziboev.
That's right, and that's huge. But I think Bruno Ferreira, like, low-key, I think that's kind of a challenge for him. When you're 6'4", fighting a guy that has massive power and he's 5'9", is that what he is?
They have him listed at 5'10".
5'10", okay, yeah.
But on Tinder, he's 6 feet tall.
Damn, shout out Lil Dicky.
Right.
But yeah, man, especially the fact that he's fought mostly cans. I was kind of tweaked out by the fact that he fights out of Philadelphia with all these guys, but still, I'm gonna go with Ferreira too, man. I was back and forth on this one, but I think Ferreira can get the knockout in the first round. If he doesn't knock him out in the first round, I don't think he gets the win after that. If it goes to the second or third, I do think that Ruziboev has a decision in him.
I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It is what it is, yeah.
Yep. Moving on to the next fight of the night.
And this is what we assume to be the main card.
Probably.
so far on
Yeah.
Tapology.
Who the fuck knows?
But I don't think it's going to be this way. But
no, I think these are all like out of order.
Yeah.
It's Benoît Saint-Denis. And man, I don't know if I call him a my boy, but I really like Benoît Saint-Denis.
That's Andy's favorite fighter. Shout out to Andy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I love Benoît Saint-Denis, man. And like I really, really like him. Versus Ismael Bonfim, I think for me, this is a tough one, man. Like Saint-Denis has looked really good aside from when he got his ass absolutely kicked like violently and like a very, very, very late stoppage versus Zaleski dos Santos. I hated watching that, but man, before that he showed really good power. He's a really good wrestler. I think he's a better wrestler than Bonfim is. I do think that Bonfim has the better jiu-jitsu. He's got the faster hands, and I think the hand speed is going to be a big difference in this one.
Okay.
I feel like Bonfim has way more experience. He's fought the better competition. Also, dude just put out T-Rex's lights out violently, man. Badly. And not just the flying knee brutal knockout, but also before that, he dropped him like 3-4 times, man. Like he kept catching him. And maybe T-Rex's chin is sus at times a little bit. I want to go Saint-Denis here. I really do. Like, and I know he's going to end up being like a pretty sizable underdog. I wouldn't certainly put him in a parlay.
Okay.
I would sprinkle a little on him as an underdog. I just really like this guy. I like his heart. Even in that, man, you know what, for me, bro? That Zaleski dos Santos fight, he showed so much heart, man. Yeah. He showed so much heart, dude. He was getting his ass kicked, but he never quit. He never quit, and I value that really, really heavily.
Yeah.
So I want to pick him. I really do. It's the hand speed that for me is the biggest difference, man. Seeing Ismael Bonfim he caught he caught Terrence McKinney with some like he was not like McKinney was not expecting that kind of hand speed, and I don't even think he's as good of a boxer as his brother is. So I don't think it's gonna be as like far apart as people think, man.
Yeah.
But I have to go with Ismael Bonfim by second round TKO, unfortunately.
Yeah. Same type of thought process here. I do really think that Benoît Saint-Denis is a dog.
He's also had such a tough schedule for somebody that just got here. Has 10 fights.
Right. And he's former French special military.
That's right, dude.
Yeah, so he's got that going on.
God, and he's so
special
cute.
Forces.
What?
Huh? Yeah. So the thing is, I have to roll with Ismael Bonfim.
Yeah, typical.
It is what it is. His last loss was 9 years ago to Renato Moicano. So that is absolutely crazy. I think you just have to keep rolling with him until he gives you a reason not to, and basically that means you ride with Ismael Bonfim until he loses.
Yep.
And then you kind of judge him again from there. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be as much of an ass whooping as people do. I think it's going to be a 29-28 decision.
I agree, man.
So, 29-28 Ismael Bonfim. Benoît Saint-Denis is a dog. A live dog at that.
Oh, a live dog for sure, brother.
Yeah. And as you're looking at photos over
there. Next fight of the night, it is a certified my girl, Ariane Lipski versus Melissa Gatto.
Meow.
What do you have to say about this one, my friend?
Man, not a lot. Ariane Lipski, she's a yo girl, I guess.
You know why? I had her winning versus JJ Aldrich. Well, man, goddamn, she's bad.
Yeah, so she's 4-5 in the UFC.
Yeah,
she's well rounded in more than one way.
She's bad. How about this? I'm gonna go out on a limb right now.
Okay,
she's the baddest woman in the UFC.
You're putting that on her?
Oh yeah.
You're putting the crown.
Oh, yeah.
You're putting the crown?
I'm not putting the pussy on the pedestal. I just want to say that.
No, of course not.
No, but she is the finest woman in the UFC. Okay. Who would you say is finer then?
No, I don't know. I'd have to think about it and look through some of these ghouls and then, kind of filter them
You're
out.
A huge Miranda Maverick guy.
You think so?
Yeah. I've seen you take some Miranda Maverick songs.
So, Ariane Lipski. 4-5 in the UFC. She's a good striker. She does a great job in the grappling when she's on top. From the bottom position.
Let's go.
Hey, from the bottom position, Dino.
Yeah.
She struggles.
Oh.
Do with that info what you want. There's no real consistency in her game. Sometimes she looks good. Sometimes she don't look too good, but usually she looks really damn good.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift.
Yep.
Her wins have come against not great competition.
They have not.
So, what do you do with that? Anytime she's taken a step forward in the UFC, she's
never won 2 fights in a row.
Right. She's always taken a step back. So, she's okay, nothing special. Melissa Gatto is back after a little more than a year off now. She's coming off her first career loss at UFC 274 to another candidate in the good-looking ladies category in the UFC, and that is one Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez.
Oh, my God. Let's go. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
All right.
Playoff.
We should see Tracy Cortez and Ariane Lipski go at it.
And now kiss.
And Norma Dumont can ref.
That's what I would say. I'd be like, now kiss.
Okay. Would you like to ref it?
Oh my, me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So anyways, Melissa Gatto, she's a grappler, great jiu-jitsu practitioner, decently active on the feet. She's technical on the ground. Even though her jiu-jitsu is good, she can be stagnant and play a little boring and safe at times.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust Melissa Gatto here. I think she gets Ariane Lipski down, eventually finds a sub, maybe an armbar. She's dangerous, and Lipski isn't that great off her back. I know you would love to get Ariane Lipski on her back and make her tap out. And I think that's what Melissa Gatto is going to do. Round 3 sub.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I'm going with Ariane Lipski. She a bad B.
Yeah.
If she can be as aggressive as she was versus JJ Aldrich.
Yeah.
Melissa Gatto, bro.
JJ
Why her neck go like this?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know why she do all that. I don't like that. Ariane Lipski's the younger fighter. Gatto's probably the better grappler. I don't see it. I'm gonna go with Lipski again for her first 2-fight win streak in the UFC.
Wow.
Yep.
What a time.
My girl, Ariane Lipski, 29-28 decision. As long as she stays aggressive, boom.
Bang.
Moving
she
on.
looks great in that photo.
She's so bad. My God. Yeah. Moving on. Next fight of the night. It is Michael Morales versus
Max Payne.
Max Payne Griffin.
As he still is struggling with the photos over there.
No, I'm chilling, bro. What you talking about? Tell me what you think about this fight.
I think it's going to be a great fight. I just want to know what they drink.
Oh, my God.
More than anything.
Max Griffin drinks tequila, bro, for sure. Like tequila shots.
Like a Reposado?
Oh, Reposado for sure.
Okay.
Añejo.
Reposado and Añejo?
Yeah.
Do you think he's like a Casamigos guy, a Patron guy, Don Julio?
Don Julio, 100%.
Don Julio.
I can question, see that. Baby.
I can see that. What about Michael Morales? I think he drinks.
He barely just was able to start drinking. He drinks Modelo's.
You think he's just like a beer guy? He's not really like a heavy drinker, but like...
Yeah.
Yeah. 24 years old, kind of always just been focused on sports.
Yeah. I like a sport.
He's at the Ecuadorian barbecue.
Yep.
A Modelo.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that.
Isn't he fighting out of Mexico too?
Yeah.
Forget about
it.
Yep.
All right, so Max Payne Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful. He's got good KO power. He's a very good grappler. He's been using it a good bit as of late, which I've liked about him. Like I've liked that he's incorporated that, especially against Tim Means. That was really impressive. The grappling.
Old ass Tim Means though.
Right, but it is what it is. I think Max Payne's a dog. I don't like the slander that he gets in the MMA community. I feel like a lot of people
I don't either. Yeah,
overlook him, undermine him.
He is.
Go ahead.
37.
He's old. Yeah, he's like 37 years old. So
it's almost like what we thought he could have been. He's kind of like almost there now.
Yeah.
But it's like, now you don't really have much room to grow.
And I think his losses have come to very high level combat.
Oh, dude, he's fought like
Colby Covington,
the best of the best.
So Colby, Thiago
Alves, wrecked his life.
Morono, Neil Magny. Those are 4 of his losses.
Though,
but Morono was hot in that like little span that he was on right there.
I know, but like, what is he now? And he's not old.
Right.
I don't know.
But anyways, I think Max Payne's a little better than people think he is. He's legit. We saw him beat Carlos Condit at UFC 264.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We were sitting next to, if you remember, we were sitting next to 2 dudes that were like from his gym.
Yeah.
And they were like so hyping him up, like as you would expect. But
But that's crazy. I can't believe you won that. Looking back on it now.
Yeah. Then we have Morales, and this is like really the interesting guy in this fight, right? He's undefeated Ecuadorian prospect, 24, 25 years old. What is he, 12-0? Something like 12-0, 13-0?
14-0.
14-0 for Morales. His wrestling's good. His Muay Thai's good. He's a wrestling and Muay Thai national champion multiple times in his country. He's crisp as hell. He's very solid.
I think he was on the Ecuadorian national, like, Olympic wrestling team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And his parents are both judokas, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Comes from a martial arts family. He has real power. He has great grappling. The kid is, like, really a true blue chip prospect.
He is.
So
he is one of the bigger prospects.
Yeah, we're going to find out how good he is here versus a vet in Max Payne. I am going to take the young guy, Morales, here. I think the grappling is going to be the difference. I feel like going against a vet like Max Griffin, he's going to face some adversity in this fight. Yeah. It's not going to be easy
for him.
And
he's a little sloppy at times.
He can be sloppy at times for sure.
But he's taken almost or over a year. He's taken about a year off.
A good chunk. The last fight I remember, I think, was on the Pena-Nunez card.
Yeah.
I think that was the last time
it was like a year.
Yeah,
so
it's been a while.
As a younger fighter, that's usually a good thing.
Right. So, I hope to see big strides from him.
I expect big strides every time he fights in the next few fights.
Yeah. So I think this is a tough test. I think he's going to pass the test. I feel like a clear 29-28 decision is probably what's going to happen here.
Him losing first
he loses
or last?
Probably the first round. Yeah. Drops the first round and then I want to maybe this is wishful thinking, but I want to see him lose that round and then adjust and kind of dominate 2 rounds. So
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm trusting the kid here. Let's see how good he is.
Yeah, he's got really great size for the division. You've pretty much covered everything else too, man. He's got a really nice jab, really good hands. He did tire out a little bit in his last fight as the fight went on, but I mean,
your boy Adam Fugit.
Yeah, and honestly, Adam Fugit is decent, man. Like we've seen that he's not a bad fighter, and to end up even as he was tired in the 3rd round to still get a knockout, I really respect that. Yeah, again, the wrestling upside too. It's possible that he's better everywhere. I agree with you, man. Either 29-28, like you said, decisive, or like a 30-27, I could even see.
Yeah.
I don't really see a finish in this. I mean, I could see. You know what? You're right. I think 29-28 is the way to. I could see Morales getting dropped in the first round.
Yeah.
Because he does tend to leave his chin up, and maybe he's fixed that in the last year. Like we said, he took a year off. But
do you think he's a better prospect? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
Because I think they're similar to me. Do you think he's a better prospect than Ian Gary?
Wow, interesting. That is very interesting. Yeah. Well, Ian Gary's at... Well, they're both at 170, right?
Yeah.
170?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, Ian Gary's the better prospect.
Okay.
Interesting, though.
Yeah.
But Ian Gary's a considerable amount older.
Yeah.
4 years? What?
Michael Morales is
23?
24.
Oh, Gary's 27?
Ian Gary...
But here's the thing, man. If you give Morales 3 years,
Ian Gary's 25.
Oh, it's only a year.
Jeez, yeah.
Man, Ian Gary's a better prospect.
Okay.
He's a little bit more refined.
Yeah,
100%. He does leave himself open too.
Yeah.
But he's still a little bit more refined, and he's
I
also
agree.
fought clearly better.
I thought the age gap was.
I thought it was too, bro. I thought it was at least 3 years.
Yep.
That's very interesting. And wow, that revelation more than anything is giving me more respect for Ian Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Ian Gary's good, man. He
is good, man. I think the reason that I haven't fully bought in is just because he's like wants to be Conor so bad, and he was like cringe about it.
Yeah.
But in any case, moving on to the co-main event of the evening, it is Damir Ismagulov versus Grant Dawson. For me, man, this one is very straightforward.
Okay.
I'm very confident in this one. I see Damir Ismagulov winning this one. Grant Dawson is a good wrestler, and he's obviously got a great wrestling pedigree. Ismagulov has such fast hands.
Yeah.
He looked like he belonged versus Arman Tsarukyan. And having watched Tsarukyan just do his thing, too, like, to me, I don't know, man. This is not a close fight. I guess the biggest thing for me is the fact that the Ricky Glenn fight, like, happened.
Okay.
And he got 10-8'd by Ricky Glenn.
Right.
In one of the rounds. So, I don't know, man. And even his last fight versus Mark Madsen isn't shit, really. I'm sorry, like.
Right, but he's a high-level wrestler. He's an Olympic.
Sure, but, like.
Olympic medalist, I believe.
Has Mark Madsen shown you anything in, like, an MMA fight that you've seen? Like, you're like,
oh,
this
guy's
special. No.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know. He made that look difficult. For me, Damir Ismagulov is pretty fucking legit, man. I think he's actually, like, he belongs at the top of this division. And he's 19. He's 24-2. Really good record. Super fast jab. He has a win over Garam. I know it was a split decision. Yeah. Really close fight, but Garam also, I think, belongs, if we agree on that. Mm-hmm. He has a win over Rafa Alves, Thiago Moises, who fought Makhachev and, like, took him to the 4th round, I want to say.
Yeah.
Like, man, he's really talented. And, again, for me, the biggest thing is his jab. Really fast. He's got good reach. Grant Dawson on the feet, man. I think the biggest difference is on the feet. They both have good grappling, good wrestling. What the fuck is that? Holy shit. But, yeah, man. You know, I guess Grant Dawson could get him down, but even if he gets him down, I don't see him submitting Damir Ismagulov. He's not going to have his way with him. I think the difference is going to be on the... I think they're closer on the ground than you would think, and the difference for me is going to be on the feet, especially that jab. Damir Ismagulov is going to beat his ass on the feet. And I could see him getting the finish, but I'm going to go 30-27 decision.
Yeah, I'll double down on what you were saying. I think Damir Ismagulov is very good. I think he's underrated. He's a smart fighter. He's long-bodied. Of course, the wrestling's really good. His striking is very good. The only thing is he's not much of a finisher. Right. He's a decision machine, and you know,
he doesn't have like a ton of power.
Right, he doesn't have power. That's the biggest thing. He's 5-0 in the UFC before he lost to Arman Tsarukyan. No finishes. So there's that. And then Grant Dawson, last time out, beat Marco Madsen, who, for what it's worth, he's not that great, but he was undefeated, and he's a former Olympic silver medalist, I believe, in freestyle or in Greco-Roman. Yeah. The thing about this fight is Damir just lost to Arman Tsarukyan, who's a wrestler. Grant Dawson just out-wrestled an Olympic silver medalist. The math don't be mathing sometimes. That logic would lead you to believe that Grant Dawson wins this. Mm-hmm. But I just think the level of MMA between Arman Tsarukyan and Mark Madsen is worlds apart. And
there's something to be said about wrestling in general, like
in the cage.
And then wrestling for MMA, right? Just like boxing versus boxing for MMA.
Exactly. So I got to go with what I feel here, and I feel that Damir Ismagulov is a much better fighter between these two.
No question.
Can Dawson win? Sure, he can win. He's a powerful guy.
He's 19-1-1.
Right, he can get a finish for sure, but I just feel like Damir Ismagulov is the better fighter. Skills are a little more refined, and I think 29-28 is in order for Damir Ismagulov.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving on, it's the main event of the evening.
Yes, sir.
And I'll let you take this one first, my friend. It's Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov.
Abus. Right, so we got the last main event. Ilia Topuria beat the dog shit out of Josh Emmett.
Yeah, he really did beat the dog shit. I didn't even expect.
Yeah, that was something
that
crazy.
Violent but I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Also,
to watch.
what heart?
I felt bad for Josh
Emmett.
What
heart by Josh Emmett, though.
Dog. Absolute dog.
Like, when they asked him, does he want to keep fighting? He's like, of course I want to keep. Like, it wasn't even like a thing. It was like, fuck you, of course I do.
I have to. But, yeah, anyways, we're back on a win streak. So let's try to move it to 2. Sean Strickland, Abus Magomedov. Dino, I would confidently pick Sean Strickland here if it weren't for one thing.
You're going to go Abus Magomedov?
You just let me break this down to you. I would pick Sean Strickland confidently here if it wasn't for one thing, and that fact is that he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
He walks forward with his hands up.
He does.
And just walks into shit.
He does.
And we saw it bite him in the ass against Alex Poatan Ferreira.
But against everybody else?
Against everybody else, it generally works, right? But it is a dumb strategy. Yeah. We hear a lot about this world-class grappling of Sean Strickland.
I've never once seen it in my entire life.
We never saw it till the last fight.
Yeah.
He used it once. He had one takedown, I think. So,
good You're going to go Abus Magomedov?
Good job, Sean Strickland.
I'm shook.
So I just want to let you guys know, if you've never seen a Sean Strickland fight, you don't really have to watch them, because if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah, but also, it's crazy because the way his mouth moves, and the way his fights go, very different.
Talks like he's Kevin Holland,
literally,
and then
exactly
right, and then he just walks forward. It's this for 15 to 25 minutes while just throwing
jabs and
that. So that's what he does. On the other hand, you have Abus Magomedov. He's 1-0 in the UFC. He has 19 seconds of fight time. He knocked the shit out of Dustin Stoltzfus with a kick.
Hard.
Dustin Stoltzfus, though,
violently,
is not that good of a fighter.
He's trash.
So he's near the bottom.
He's 0-3, and I think in the UFC.
He's near the bottom. It goes back to what we've been talking about this whole show with middleweight.
Yeah.
Middleweight.
It's fucking awful.
It's dog shit. Yeah. It is pathetic. So why is Abus Magomedov getting this main event?
I don't know.
I think it's because he has a mystique right now.
And he has a V in his last name.
And he has a V in his last name. And the weird thing is, the matchmaking makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense.
They said Magomedov, nobody would fight him. So
why did Strickland take this fight?
So Sean Strickland took the fight, right?
Why did he take it?
But hear me out. So he took the fight. Like, okay, cool. Then they said that Paulo Costa didn't have an opponent, and they gave him... Who did they just give him? What's the other...
That got
Ikram Aliskerov.
Uppercutted by a
right.
combo,
So they're like, no one's fighting Ikram. Let's give him to Paulo Costa. Maybe I could be a UFC matchmaker. But maybe if you just took Paulo Costa and Sean Strickland and put them together, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
And then these two
they talked about it too.
And then these two scary guys that no one wants to fight, maybe put them together.
Yeah.
And we'll see who's the scarier.
God forbid, though. God forbid you put these two Dagestani guys against each other.
But anyways, so that's just, it's just bad matchmaking to me. Abus has the mystique, and I assume that's why they gave him this main event spot. They said no one would fight him. Sean Strickland is taking a massive risk here by fighting an unranked guy when he's top 5 in the world with everything to lose. Here's my thing. Abus is good. He's strong. He's long-bodied. He's deceivingly powerful, but I've also seen him get his ass knocked out in the PFL.
Yeah, and but not great guys.
Right. He's not Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh my God, he's not.
He's not Islam Makhachev.
They want you to think that he might be.
Right.
He could be.
He's not Shavkat Rakhmonov. And even if he wins this fight in a 10-second knockout, he's still not those guys.
He's still not. You're right.
He's not the level of those guys. So
I've seen enough to know.
Right.
Yes.
I get that they're building him to be that, but he's not that. He's not that. He can win quickly. He can make a huge statement, but it won't change that he's not that good. Having said that, I'm going with the proven commodity in Sean Strickland. All right,
you motherfucker! Why did you build that up?
Because listen, because I need to break down how shitty middleweight is.
It is,
and that's what they're doing. They're blue balling you.
Yeah, they are.
With here comes this scary guy, and he's not.
And that's
that
how you know
scary.
that they also know it's trash.
Right, he's not that scary. I think can Sean Strickland get knocked out immediately? Yes, but probably not. He just beat Imavov, and Imavov is a better version of Abus Magomedov.
Yeah.
So I'm going Sean Strickland, 49-46. But how about this? The UFC doing what they do and the powers that be make it a split decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I wanted to pick Abus Magomedov. Sean Strickland is a I don't love his style, and again, I just said I'd hate that his mouth doesn't match his style. That really bothers me, because why aren't you just throw a little more, man? Be a little more risky. He's such a safe defensive fighter, which you wouldn't expect at all.
Right, from who he is.
This biggest trash talking ass guy. But look, Abus is more explosive. Such a different style than Sean Strickland. He's a finisher. Sean Strickland is not at all a finisher. But that being said, the Cannonier loss looks even better now after how good Cannonier looked versus Vettori.
And he arguably won against Jared Cannonier.
And he arguably won that fight. Maybe Cannonier had an extra gear his last fight. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, that loss looks really good. Sean Strickland is also very awkward. I think, like you said, we've seen the Dagestani, he's a little more explosive than Imavov.
Yeah,
and maybe a little bit of a better grappler, but Imavov is more imposing physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think Sean Strickland, as much as I don't love his style, he does belong. I've realized recently he does belong in the top 7 or 8 of that division, as trash as it is. And I think he is a very awkward style matchup.
Yeah.
He's going to walk you down and not do a lot. He's going to throw some strikes, but then eventually they're going to add up. And can this guy do it? Can Abus do it for 5 fucking rounds in the UFC in his debut? A 5-round fight to debut in the UFC.
It's a second fight.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
But and he knocked the first. It's basically his first fight. In the first fight, he got a knockout in
10,
40 seconds, 10 seconds.
Way less than that.
30 seconds. So I'm just saying, that was oh, he's here. And now, basically, this fight's not going to end in the first round.
It might.
I don't see that happening, though, man.
Right.
Sean Strickland is too defensive and too scared
I think
in
if
the
this
first
fight,
round to
if
do
this
that.
fight goes past the first round,
Sean Strickland's for sure
wins
winning it. There's no question. So I agree with you. Sean Strickland by decision, no question.
Just not that I ever want to talk about middleweight, but Sean Strickland's losses, for what it's worth, Jared Cannonier, Alex Pereira, Zaleski knocked him out quickly.
Holy shit! I never saw that.
But that's a flash, like in the first round, and then Kamaru Usman and Ponzinibbio. Those are his losses. So high level guys, and some of those were at 70. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sean
but
Strickland,
no, I think this is as far as fighter win, like money line and method go. This is probably the surest bet of the night.
You like
Sean Strickland by decision.
And just really quickly, those odds: 75% of people on Tapology are picking Sean Strickland. He's a minus 175. I expect those numbers to even get closer. To be honest,
I agree.
The betting public is going to go with Abuz Magomedov.
Yeah,
they're going to start throwing money on him. Anyways, we're looking for 2 in a row. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Ring the little bell down there. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at D107MMA. All that. Do you have anything else to say?
Never.
Neither do I. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.